Moving along, that you know a little bit more about than me. I'm a huge baseball fan. I love it. I love sitting in the ballpark, drinking a beer, eating a hot dog. I love following my Yankees, but my heart am not invested.
Yeah, my heart's
the way you are. So the floor is yours, sir.
So I love baseball. The MLB, I love it. Every part of baseball. I'm a huge my favorite part about sports is just how it gives me something to do every day, and baseball gives me something to do every day. So
it's great.
I love baseball, and I watch almost 160 games of the Phillies. So broad picture. All right, where we're at with the back and forth. The boring part is the players would there to be a salary floor. So right now, the Yankees, and I'm just using them as an example. I do not hate that the Yankees do this. I actually love it. The Yankees have 6 players that are literally getting paid more than the entire Pirates and Orioles rosters, right? By themselves, in their own. 6 individual players. You are getting paid one player more than 2. Okay, so that's not good. That's terrible for competitive balance. So the players want a salary floor, so that makes the owners spend money.
Yeah.
Cool. Yankees are yeah, no problem, we don't care about that. But getting fights from the owners about that. Okay, then the next thing is, and these are the 2 broadest things. There's a lot more too they're fighting about. But the next thing is the luxury tax. Right now, this is my problem with the Phillies owner. He's a billionaire, but he won't spend $800,000 to go into luxury tax and get 5 more great players. He'll pay these players. He's not afraid to pay a player $27 million. He's afraid to pay $800,000 to get taxed by the MLB to pay the next player that much money, which is I just don't understand it. But anyways, he doesn't go into it. And then if you go up another luxury tax, it gets worse. Mm-hmm. Okay, what the MLB is now proposing to the players is that's going to cost you more than it does right now, which other than the Yankees and the Red Sox, the Dodgers, there's really only a handful of teams. When I say the Phillies aren't doing it, that means most teams aren't doing it. The Phillies have more money than most teams. So they're in the top 7 of teams that, of money. So there's only really 5 or 6 teams that are always willing to go into luxury cap year in and year out, which if they put a harder cap on that basically is putting a salary cap on baseball because teams don't go past this as it is. So that's where the fight is. That's where they are super far apart on. Here's where it affects us. As of today, this recording, there was no deal done, so that means opening day is gone. And then as every day that goes by, we're pretty much looking at almost a week-ish. We'll get to, I think next month they said, there's a certain day where they'll have 4 to 8 weeks canceled of the season. So they'll wait till they get there to actually put a day on it. But they're thinking pretty much every 3 days that gets canceled might cancel a whole week because of preparation to get there. That's also a tactic to try to get the players to sign. It's also a way because sure, Bryce Harper's okay, and this is what we talked about earlier. Bryce Harper's okay, but the last player on the roster, 2 months into this is going to be or
an upcoming pitcher or somebody who's
right.
Listen, I got it. I just got to play.
And on the other side of it, the minor leaguers, they're probably still going to have their opportunities, play this, that, and the next thing. But at the end of the day, there's nowhere to go then. Everyone's just kind of stuck in one. You're in your
everything's halted.
So exactly. So it stops the progression of everything.
Yeah, free agents can't negotiate, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, free agents can't negotiate. You can't. I mean, you're nobody can talk to teams. You can't even go. Bryce Harper can't even go. He's in Clearwater right now. He can't even go work out at the Phillies facility in Clearwater where they do spring training. But that's part of what's coming next. The players, as much as they seem like they're not going to cripple, they have the strongest union. So I do believe that they'll be okay for a little while, and I am interested to see where it goes, but that does affect us, the fans, most.
Does it prove that we can shave a couple games off?
Maybe, but as a person, I've never been a fan of shaving games off. But if they do, I'm not against it. It is what it is, and that's okay. Listen, sports are all about progressing, and so the best actual example I have for all this, if you want to shave games off and all that, I'm all in. But right now, last year, the World Series, going into the World Series, it was the most watched playoffs over the last 15 or 20 years.
That's good.
And
I'm glad to hear that.
It has the youngest demographic that they've ever had, and that's 110% because MLB The Show was the biggest game over the last 2 years.
Best game.
It's the biggest game over the last 2 years. Okay?
Just talking about that today. It comes out April 5th.
So kids,
the new one,
right? Kids love it, right?
Oh,
that's literally.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. So that's literally all they play.
Incredible.
So the thing about this is baseball is that it's most popularity it's ever been at the youngest age it's ever been, probably in our lifetime.
The guys like Fernando Tatis,
yes,
like with the dreads and like just like the. Yeah.
So my biggest problem with what's going on is like you're losing people. Like there's not. Listen, that game's gonna come out. People are still gonna play it. Blah blah. But like the excitement
as soon as you build it up.
Like, it's just like you just got here, and like now it's just like our first conversation is gonna be like, oh yeah. Here's what we're actually. This is why we don't like baseball, honestly. Like you know what I mean? It's just like right. So that's where we're at with it. That's where I'm at with it, and it's frustrating. And as somebody who loves baseball, I hate the owners for what's happening.
Yeah, millionaires fighting with billionaires.
Yeah, and the players in general really just. I'm a players person. I'll always
absolutely. Well, whatever's in their best interest. They're the entertainers.
Right.
They're the product.
Listen, I don't like the Phillies owner, but I love the Phillies. Like I love the Phillies.
Yeah.
But I don't like the Phillies owner. So like when at the end of the day, if they're fighting over who should get to share of the money and this, that, and the next thing, I'll always side on the players should get more money. Like always. I'll just always say, more money for them. But at the end of the day, that's not how it works, and they're gonna fight until they figure this out. But
typically, I mean, hopefully it's like a 10, 12-year deal.
Yeah. Oh man. But so the thing with baseball is like it was like a 4-year deal and then a 6-year deal. Like they didn't sign long deals the last 2 deals.
Building up to this.
That's all. Right. That's what led to this. And listen, everyone's favorite MLB reporter Jeff Passan has done a great job of explaining that exact thing.
Good old Jeff Passan.
That exact conversation though about how they did a terrible job the last 2 CBAs to get here. Like he explains that in great detail.
Him and Pat play virtual baseball every time he comes on.
Yeah, I remember the first time.
It is wonderful. Oh, it is. Well, the first time was him and AJ.
AJ were doing it around him.
Yeah.